and turn up the. Good evening, everyone. We are delighted to welcome our very dear graduates, parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, teachers, staff, and the extended KC family on this very, very pleasant evening. My name is Preeti, and I'll be your MC for tonight. I request the members of the audience to please take your seats and keep your mobile phones on silent for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you. We begin today's events with the academic procession led by the flag bearers of the four houses, Prithvi, Pavan, Jal, and Agni, and the school flag. The graduate procession. Please join me in welcoming the class of 2020 and 2021 with applause. Graduating class of KC High. Thank you, graduates. Please take your seats. We are delighted to host you at KC High's OP campus on this very special occasion. A graduation ceremony is a rite of passage, a tradition, yes, but this one is more than just a ceremonial affair. It's an outpouring of love, of belonging, and a celebration of the pioneering batches of KC High. We have 13 of our 19 graduates on campus here today, and joining us live on YouTube are Rania Mecca, Ramya Srinivasan, Tanya Shravan, Rishabh Raja, Lakshya KN, and Shreya Vikram. We miss you and we wish you were here. While planning this event, all we could think about was, Mamma mia, here we go again. My, how could we resist you? And looking at all the parents and teachers and Valli auntie right here in front of me, does it show again just how much we've missed you? So a big, big round of applause from the audience for our graduates, please. Graduates, you are special. You are the very foundation of KC High. The school has grown with you, and it feels like, in a way, we're all graduating. And to welcome you home, I now invite Mr. Mick Purcell, our head of school, to take the stage for the welcome address.
Thank you, Preeti. I guess you can hear me okay. Great to see all of you again. Congratulations. Congratulations to the class of 4041. Some may think, is he confused? But when you add 2020 and 2021, you get 4041. And I think you're the first class of 4041 in the history of humanity. And it makes sense, because you are really ahead of your time. I want to say just a few words to you about science. Some of your parents probably think that science is about physics and chemistry and that stuff. That's part of it, but really, science is so much more. Science is a mindset. It is an attitude. It is always trying out new things, experimenting, trying new ideas, testing hypotheses. And all of you are the products of a scientific experiment. Because KC High, when you joined, was very much an experiment. And you, as the first graduating classes, are really the lab rats of our experiment, you know? And science, we think of it as physics and chemistry because the first people to have this attitude 250 years ago were people like Lavoisier and Priestley and all of them. But it's changed a lot over the past 3 centuries. And in the 20th century, we learned a lot about the social sciences. You know what Einstein said about geography? I'm sure that Urmi does. I'm glad I didn't study geography. It's too difficult. And the social sciences became really difficult. It's really difficult to understand how to apply scientific thinking to human beings. We have something called the many-body problem. We understand a hydrogen atom. We can understand 1 proton and 1 electron. We understand a helium nucleus. We can understand 2 protons and 2 neutrons. But once you get past 10 nucleons, the many-body problem gets very, very difficult to understand. But imagine having 10 or 15 or 20, 13-year-olds in a classroom. That is a really difficult problem to understand. How to manage the human behavior. And 21st century science is very much about human behavior. And when Valli and Sindhu and everybody started the school 20 years ago, when some of you were just in kindergarten at KC High, it was all experiment. It was all, let's try out some new ideas. Let's try it out. Can we get people to really care and collaborate? Can we get human beings to take responsibility for their own education? Can we really have a kid-centric education? Everything was experimental. Can we really have a logo designed by an 11-year-old? Can we really have a school called Kids Central? And not only were you guys the lab rats, but you are now the evidence. You are the evidence that the hypothesis is supported, that we can actually build human communities that are really caring, collaborative, creative, that can be catalysts for becoming better human beings. So please remember, you were part of a very special experiment. And remember what you learned, that yes, it is possible to bring people together and form really positive human communities and human organizations. And I really hope, and I know, because the evidence is right before my eyes, that you will take that lesson with you for the rest of your life and always make us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mick. Could you please stay back to award the diplomas? Diplomas, Mick.
Sorry.
Graduates, you will now be presented with your diploma. As I call out your name, please step forward. Our first graduate of the class of 2020, Meera Gulwadi. Meera joined KC in 2004 and is pursuing a Bachelor in Design at IE University in Madrid, Spain. With 2 more years to go, she has used her university experience to understand where in the industry her interest lies. She's passionate about product and furniture design and hopes to pursue this in the future.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me. It's crazy to think that it's been 2 years since we left the walls of the school. I remember that on our last day, we were here playing table tennis and finishing the mountains of assignments we had without realizing that it was our last day. The past 2 years have been very different from what I imagined that it would be. Everyone says moving to university is the best experience one will ever have, but yet it's one of the most toughest too. You're suddenly thrown into this different pool of people. No more spoon feeding from teachers and professors, and your friends and family are far away at home. However, if there's one thing I could say, I would like to thank Casey for laying the best foundation for this new life that we've all moved on to. Thank you, Vali Auntie and Mixer, for providing me with an environment that has fostered lifelong friendships and has taught me the most important life lessons. Thank you.
Thank you, Meera. Next, we have Vedyashri Raja. Vedya joined us in 2008 and is doing BSc Finance and Management at Warwick Business School in University of Warwick. A couple of her favorite subjects at university are business law and venture capital. Post-graduation, she hopes to work for a couple of years in consulting and then pursuing an MBA.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. KC's motto, care, collaborate, catalyze, and create. I realized are not just random words put together to make it sound catchy. As I ventured into the real world, where there's a constant stream of hurdles, my foundation that was built here in KC around that motto helped me both in academics and in day-to-day life. Key characteristics such as diversity and socially relevant teaching has made adjusting to the constant changes in my life very easy. And it helps me every single day as I transition from one stage of my life to the next. I'm extremely thankful for the values that KC has taught me from when I was just 5 years old. And I'll always be grateful to be part of the KC family, who have constantly nurtured me to be a better global citizen for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Vedya. Ankita Praveen. Ankita joined us in 2011, currently pursuing a bachelor's in geography with economics at the London School of Economics. Ankita hopes to work with improving sustainability in corporate settings or in exploring the field of urban planning. She continues pursuing her love for dance with the university's Dance Society.
Hello, everyone. I'd just like to say a few words about my 2 years after KC and what it's been like for me. Life after KC has actually been everything I thought it would be. I've had the opportunity to study something that I'm so passionate about, whilst meeting new people and broadening every single perspective that I have. I am so grateful for all my teachers at KC who've instilled not just the academic knowledge, but everything that's made me a more organized, aware, and active individual. Looking back, being in an environment like KC has taught me how I can best apply all the knowledge I'm constantly gaining. My years here have taught me how to productively channel everything I have into the right places, and I found that this is so relevant in the real world when there's always a constant overflow of stimuli and new situations you're faced with all the time. I'm very excited for the future and what's to come, and again, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today, and I hope you have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. Sadhna Seshadri. Sadhna also joined KC in 2011 and is currently at the University of the Arts London, completing Bachelor of Design, undergraduate degree in graphic branding and identity. She is planning on pursuing graphics with business.
When I first started college, I realized that I did take a lot of my school years for granted. Whether it was going for classes from the comfort of my own home or negotiating with teachers to extend our IA deadlines and whatnot because we needed more time to do it, I realized, well, that's not what happens in the real world. But I also realized that a lot of what I'd learned in KC came in full clutch right from my first year of university, whether it was time management with all my assignments and priorities or making sure that I give my level best in whatever it is that I'm doing. It's crazy to think that just 2 years ago, I was both nervous and excited to start a new journey, new course, meet new people, settle into a new place. And it's even crazier to think that in 2 years' time, we'd be in completely different places. We'd all be college graduates, moving on to a completely new phase of life. And as much as I'm excited for that, I'm also happy that we all still share the same bond we did 2 years ago, and that it'll only get stronger over the years. Thank you so much for everyone who made our graduation today possible. I can imagine it was a lot of work, and I'm very excited that we actually got to do this in person. And I know that the next time we're all in town, we're definitely going to be coming back to KC, disrupting all the classes just to say hi to our teachers again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sadhna. Rahul Venkatraman. Rahul joined KC in 2013 and is currently in his third year at Kriya University, completing a major in economics with a minor in mathematics. As for what he plans to do next, he's not quite sure, but he's considering higher education.
So, when we were given the prompt for this speech, Life at KC, I took a long, hard look at it, and then I'm sure I'm not alone here. I disregarded it until today on the car ride here. And that's when it hit me in that car ride. The one thing that I've learned the most from Casey and implemented the most, time management. Because the old Rahul wouldn't have written it until he came here. But all jokes aside, time is an elusive resource. Choosing to do nothing still lets time pass. And it's important to learn how to spend this time. Whether you spend it writing proofs to obscure math theorems that no one's ever heard of, or visiting your old high school with all your friends, only to be humbled by your juniors in a basketball match. And what I'm really trying to get at is balance is important. Knowing where and when to spend time. And my time at KC was really trial by fire in this regard. Especially my last 2 years here. Understanding how much time I should give to assignments, my friends, and everything else. And who knows how my time at KC will shape my future journey. All our journeys. There's no way to know, and there's only one thing to say. Time will tell. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Azam Ahmed. Azam joined us in 2014. He commenced his journey after school at IE University, Madrid, studying Bachelor in Design program. Starting September this year, he'll take his talents to Parsons School of Design, New York, where he will pursue strategic design and management for the next 2 years as an undergraduate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to our second graduation. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents, sisters, family, and friends for supporting me through this journey. And a big thank you to all of you at Casey for remembering and celebrating us today. Now, life after Casey. Name, place, animal, thing. A game we've all played growing up, but it's the cornerstone of what I've built around me and the decisions I've taken thus far. Name, who I choose to hang out with. Made some amazing friends from all across the world in Spain. Didn't lose touch with those dear to me from here. Place, where I decide to go. This can mean a lot of things in uni, but blessed to have the opportunity to study at this heartwarming place, travel to Europe, and now head to the US. Animal, at times you're gonna feel lonely, and in those times you get a pet. I had one. His name was Naveen Palaniappan. I'm kidding. All love, bro, all love. I'm kidding. But more seriously, thing. What do I strive for? A sense of purpose, the value of material wealth. What to do with this blessing called life? Superficially, things look great, but these are all things that I'm still figuring out. Casey, thank you for being patient with me, taking me to where I am today, and I shall take things from here on. Love and guidance, thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Azam. Aman Kapoor Tadani. Aman, who joined Casey in 2018, studies at Kriya University, pursuing a degree in economics and business. Having chosen to stay around home for university, Aman took to his father's business and successfully set up a second outlet of Siklos Cafe from start to finish. With this experience, he has decided that the food industry is where he wants to be. Aman has discovered his love for off-roading and spends his Saturdays exploring riverbeds and living an adventure powered by diesel.
Good evening, everybody. 2 years have passed since our last graduation, or since we last graduated. Mom and Dad, it's unfortunate that you had to watch both my graduations behind a screen. With that said, be assured that I stand here surrounded by family. I would like to take a second to thank Bali Auntie, Mick Uncle, and all the teachers and everyone here for giving us this opportunity, because you made us family. It's no doubt that we've had an unusual start to our life at university. I think I'm the only one here, apart from Naveen, who hasn't been to university yet. The brief for the speech was for us to talk about how KC has helped us with our life at and transition into university, but I think that could have been defined a little bit wider. With my experiences over the last 2 years, setting up a restaurant with the support of my father, interacting with people from different fields, pretending to assume that I understand everything that's being said to me, and I believe most of life is just pretending. I can say for sure that KC, the environment, and the people has helped us not only with life at university, but with life as a whole. To wrap everything up, I'd like to say that I'm grateful for all the opportunities that we've had over the last 2 years, and I thank everybody here for shaping my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Aman, and thank you, graduate class of 2020. Now, the graduate class of 2021. Netra Reddy. Netra joined KC in 2008, currently studying Bachelor's in Business Management at City University of London. After graduating, she plans to go into digital marketing and eventually manage a business of her own.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So, moving from KC, a close-knit school, my comfort zone, to a university was expected to be a drastic change. But the process of moving countries, settling into classes, and building strong friendships and being independent was a little less difficult because of the type of person KC has shaped me to become. A strong, open-minded, and confident person. Moving to London has exposed me to a whole different world and has led to me having multiple enriching experiences. Right now, I'm studying business management at City University of London and can't wait to start my second year of college shortly. I'd like to thank everybody for being here and again thank Casey for helping me become the person I am today. Thank you.
Thank you, Netra. Naveen Palaniyappan. Naveen joined KC in 2014. He's going to study philosophy and economics at the London School of Economics this September. Based on his degree, it seems likely he will pursue a career in finance, but he says only time can tell. He's definitely looking forward to sampling London's Indian food.
They asked me to write it down so I won't forget. But I think there's no need for that because there's nothing written on this paper actually. they told me that I can only speak for 1 minute, but like, what will I do if I go over time? They can't expel me, no? I think that a graduation, even a second graduation, is an event of both happiness and loss. I think that we're all losing a part of ourselves right now. We're losing hours spent with Ashok sir in the music room, skipping class, hours spent with Gopi sir playing basketball. We're losing friendships with teachers, with Bayas, with Vijayana. We lost the basketball match this morning to our juniors. But I think they say that the things that we lose have a way of coming back to us at the end. I think that I will see you guys again. Maybe not now, but I think we'll always be a part of each other's lives, even if we don't want to. I'm sure I'll see you again at weddings and funerals and Rishabh's court hearing. Or maybe a second graduation, or sorry, third graduation. Yeah, I want to thank you all for my time at KC. It's been 6 years. Hope to go to London, become a superstar, eat Indian food. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naveen. Vichar Lochin. Vichar joined KC in 2015. She's majoring in economics and public policy at University of Chicago and hopes to go into research after college in the same. She is now a certified emergency medical responder and has been training to join the university's EMS unit.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here for the second time. Like Naveen, I also don't have anything written. I don't even have my paper. But famously, KC teaches us all to care, collaborate, catalyze, and create. And I think in the year that I've spent not being at KC, the most important thing that it has taught me is none of these. It's communicate. So it's been a true challenge to, move away from home, leave everything that was comfortable and familiar behind. But I think being able to communicate in the way that I learned at KC from everyone in this room and from many people who are not here today, from Valli Auntie, from Mr. Mick, all my teachers, the Bayas, Annas, Akkas, of course, my family and all the other graduates here today. That has been the most important skill that I think I will ever learn in my life. So thank you, all of you, for teaching me to communicate. And maybe we'll see each other soon.
Thank you, Vichar. Harshini Shankar. Harshini joined KC in 2018. She's currently pursuing a Bachelor in Design, specializing in industrial design at OCAD University in Toronto, Canada. After graduation, she hopes to enroll into a dual degree program, pursuing both Masters in Design and an MBA in the future.
Thank you for the introduction, Preeti Auntie. I'd like to start off by saying a big thank you to the KC community for putting that together at the memory to be cherished. And of course, welcome to all the teachers, parents, grandparents, the admin staff, bayas, and who have joined us to celebrate yet another graduation with us. The past year has definitely been a roller coaster, both academically and emotionally. From waiting for my Canadian visa to arrive for what almost felt like a decade, and then being brutally welcomed by them in a minus 15-degree weather, and then to some guy named Jackson who somehow got access to my bank account and stole money. Really peaked my adulthood experience in the span of 3 months. And as if that wasn't enough, I had to go through a very rough passing of a special one, my grandmother, but my workload in uni for once helped me get through it for sure. Speaking of Casey, they've really shaped me into an independent and a confident person. And I could see the change in myself once I started volunteering and marketing myself more and being more initiative towards opportunities. Special mention and credit to my mother, dearest, who has been there for me through the highs and lows in my family and being a pillar of support through my journey. It's been good to be back here, and I'll make sure I visit in my next. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshini. Tanush Sanjay. Tanush also joined Casey in 2019. He is currently studying computer science at the Pennsylvania State University and will be graduating in 2025. He is exploring all options within his field. With a keen interest in app development as well as innovation in technology, he hopes to finally work for companies like Google and Microsoft.
Here we are, having our high school graduation for the second time while all of us are well into our college lives, other than Naveen. Good luck, superstar. How bizarre. Well, I guess, considering our batch as a whole, this is a very apt ending. I landed back in Chennai after being away for 10 months straight. Once I reached, I immediately knew that no matter where you are or what you do, this city will always be our home. And this campus will always be where we experienced our high school journey. Nobody can take that from us, the memories we cherish and the friends we made. Now, as we keep moving forward with our lives, I want to thank you all for making me feel loved, while at the same time giving me experiences that I can learn from. Casey High and IB not only taught me about crazy things like quarks and gluons in physics, but also taught me how to respect and be respected, to forgive and be forgiven, and to live and let live. I look forward to the times years down the line where we can come as a class and walk back into this campus and still feel like we're part of a big family. Until then, I hope everyone reaches their goals and flies way past them. Hasta la vista, baby.
Thank you, Tanush. Kuber Chadda. Kuber joined us in 2019, and he's currently pursuing a double major in biological sciences and chemistry on the pre-health track at Fordham University in New York City. He's currently involved with research and academia. Kuber plans to earn his Doctor of Medicine after his undergraduate degree to become a surgeon. As for now, he plans to become a fully licensed EMT in his sophomore year and looks forward to saving lives.
Okay, last speech. I guess all the pressure's on me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the graduation. again. I never would have thought that I'd be graduating from high school twice in a row, but I guess here we are. It's still a very special occasion for everyone, since we can all cherish this momentous occasion in person. And it's very nice to see all of you in person here right now. Much better than, I guess, online. Anyway, sorry, I have to adjust this a bit more. Anyway, last year, I gave a speech about my life in KC High and throughout my journey in school, thanking my teachers, Mixer, and all the staff, and I'd like to thank them again. But I think this time it's time to change things up a bit. Let's talk about our lives outside of KC. So, the first thing when I landed in New York, it was a very big city. I was very excited, a bit too excited. And yeah, definitely I didn't think of any pressure element would affect me then. But it's those little things that came to you. So being an only child for about 18 years, I guess my parents were after me for everything. Go to bed on time, eat on time, do this on time, go to school on time. But yeah, I think it's those things that you have to learn by yourself. Now certainly, I'm pretty sure all of you and Naveen who's going this year to university, you must have explored some element of something which we like to call freedom. But in reality, we don't realize how much we have to do ourselves to achieve that freedom. We really have to go beyond our limits. We have to do essentially everything. It's a little thing, from your own laundry to your own project by yourself. You can't complain to anyone. You can't persist on anyone. It's all in your hands. But something I'd like to add on a last note is that not only myself, but I want all of you to enjoy what you're doing. Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing right now, it's not going to help you out in the future. You should really go forward with a passion, whatever you want. Because as many people as I've met, and whichever entrepreneurs have come to my campus, one thing I've learned from them is if you do something you're passionate about, you always succeed at life. And that's something I want all of you to do as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kuber, and congratulations to everyone. I would like to take this minute to thank all the teachers of KC High. Congratulations to you too. And thank you, Mr. Mick. Graduates, will you please stand? And let us recognize you and your achievements. At this point, I request Ms. Meera Sampath, our IB coordinator, to please join me here for the presentation of the graduates.
I think you're going to hear the word time the 10th time now. Time stops for none. The clock cannot be reversed. So what do we do when we have to make amends to the lost opportunities? All that we can do is to attempt to recreate that opportunity, to live in those moments. And what we witness here is one such recreation. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the faculty at KC, I proudly present the graduated class of 2020 and 2021. Please fill the air with a big round of applause. Congratulations again.
Thank you, graduates. You may please take your seats. Now, to celebrate our learners and to entertain us with their musical medley are the KC Choir. Thank you, Casey Choir, for the beautiful music. I request the director of our school, Ms. Valli Subaya, to address the gathering and wish our graduates.
Dear parents, teachers, first and second batch of graduates of Casey High, I can't tell you how happy I am today to see you all first and in person after 2 years of graduating from Casey, 2 and 1 of graduating from Casey. Children, you will always be our babies. You were our first 2 batches. You will always be in our hearts as not just the infants that motivated us, but made Casey who it is today. Because without you and your wonderful parents out here, Casey would not have grown. I think it was you parents as our motivating factors and all our lovely bunch of very innovative and what I would like to call not teachers, but curriculum designers. Every teacher at Casey is a curriculum designer. And without these people today, we would never be where we're standing. And thank you so much for doing that, being that motivating factor, making sure. I know when we had the first 2-3 students and we talked to our parents and we said, do we want the school to grow or should we just keep it as a primary school? These were the very parents and children who told us, no, we need to make it happen. And thank you for doing that, because otherwise, I just don't know what I would have done. I really don't know. And it's so, so fortunate to have all of you parents and teachers of both present and past to just be here in person to see the nurturing of this institution as well as all our lovely families and children. I just have a little something to say about each child at Casey and especially of all of you here today. So bear with me. This was a collaborative effect by all our staff as well. So they pitched in. Aman, we see Aman as a young entrepreneur and a big risk taker. He's definitely a non-conformist who seeks new and very exciting experiences and is a huge fitness enthusiast. We wish you well, Aman, in your future as you move. Meera has had a very, very creative mindset from young, making up stories to actually getting into design. Nice, Meera, to see you grow in that way. She's always looking for novel solutions to problems. She has aligned her problems, all kinds of problems. You know that, Meera, even if it's not an assignment handed in, it's a novel solution. And she's always been very, very passionate and skilled to chart out a new career in design. So we wish you well on that journey, Meera. Thank you. Ankita. Ankita is an original thinker. I still remember her when she came in for her interview. She was all over the couch. We had a couch then for parents and children to sit comfortably while we were chatting. And I remember her climbing all over the couch, and in her usual energetic self, we've seen now that she's grown into much more of an intuitive communicator. With her excellent, good management and time management skills, Ankita is able to balance her passion for dance and alongside with her academics. We're very, very proud to have had you, Ankita, and for us to have you still as a member of our community. Thank you and wish you well. Azam, you have been the life of every party I hear at Casey, outside of Casey and inside of Casey as well. Well, keep that going, definitely. And at the same time, when it comes to key decisions, he displays clarity and coherence in thought and in action. And he takes pride in his responsibilities as being an elder brother as well as a senior student at Casey. Thank you for being there. And we continue to wish you well on your leadership as you go forward in life as well, Azam. Yeah. Sadhna. Sadhna is naturally creative and pursuing her passion in art, as only that would bode well for you, Sadhna. And she exudes a certain calmness, even though she might not show it all the time. She's a little giggly sometimes, but she exudes a certain calmness even in her most disgusting and hard, challenging times. I've seen Sadhna in that, especially when she's very anxious. And she's always steadfast in supporting her peers. May you continue to do that, Sadhna. Yeah. Rahul. Rahul has been one of those very easygoing and divergent in his approach to life kind of boy. Conversations with him are bound to be spontaneous and quick-witted, as we already saw just earlier this evening. Wishing you well, Rahul, as you move forward in your world of what, and hopefully clarity on what you would like to do as you move. Vedya, intrinsically motivated and ready to take an extra step in achieving the standards that she sets for herself. Empathic by nature, she gives a voice to always to the vulnerable. And may you always have that in you, Vedya, a deep sense of sensitivity to the larger world, yeah? Wish you well to, wish all the first batch of Casey very well. Remember, you will always be our babies. And stay well and keep growing. The class of 2021, Naveen. Naveen has always had an amazing sense of humor, as we saw earlier, and is the glue that held the class together. He seems to have cracked the perfect formula for work-play balance and amazes us with his effortless achievements. Naveen, I hope this is going to hold you in good stead as you keep moving to London and experimenting that Indian food there. You will not be disappointed, I assure you. Netra. Netra has always been this conscientious by nature and is a perfect example and practice, at practice makes perfect. Always open to suggestions and feedback, she constantly strives to improve herself. Netra, may you keep doing that, because those are very, very good values and way of life as you move forward. You will see how much it will hold you in good stead. Yeah, wish you the very best. Vichar, a perfect combination of humility, maturity, and curiosity. Vichar, well-read and always informed. She enriches conversations with her intelligent insights always. Vichar, makes me so proud that you have actually gone and studied further with regard to being, was it CPR or emergency medicine? Yes, wishing you well. So it's so really nice to see this aspect of you going beyond yourself and who you are and what your community is, to reaching out to a larger community and being of service. That service-orientedness will definitely take you places, and it will come around to you at some point too. Wish you well, Vichar. Tanush, with his infectious smile, he's the charmer of the class. His interests are always wide-ranging, from fitness to technology. Tanush, I still remember you and Aman, I think, were both pre-primary kids at KC as well, and then you moved on and came back. But it was lovely to see you in your new avatar as an adult, and lovely to have you these last 2 years with us at KC, and wishing you all the very, very best, Tanush, yeah. Harshini is an innovative by nature and has always used her strength in design to her advantage. She is adaptable and very resilient, especially in such adverse situations, such as what you have just enumerated to us, Harshini. I'm so proud of what you have done. You have I mean, when I heard what you have gone through and how you stood out and how you handled it, we are very, very proud. These are the things that really we would like more of our children at KC to learn. ABCs and 1, 2, 3s happen. You can learn it in any fashion, but these skills will hold you through life. Harshini, we're very, very proud of you. Thank you, and keep growing this way. Kuber is a compassionate by nature. He gives himself the perfect him the perfect attitude to become the kind of doctor that he aspires to be. He remains unfazed in stressful situations, always choosing to be optimistic. Kuber, may you always be optimistic and make a good doctor in the world ahead. Yeah. Thank you all, children. And just one, last little just to say that I think in all of this, in this adventure that you have ahead, it is just one of those things that I want all of you to do your best, but also, like what Vichar said, it's so important in communication and so important in relationships. Building good relationships will take you places. So keep growing and keep communicating well, and I'm sure you will be going places on your magical dream carpets. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Valli Auntie. Once more, a big round of applause for our graduates. Thank you all so much for coming here and making this celebration a grand success. Thank you to the audience for the very enthusiastic applause and your heartfelt wishes for our graduates. Thank you to the teachers, thank you to the KC Choir, thank you to Mr. Mick, Ms. Sindhu, Valli Auntie, and most importantly, we owe a big thank you and a note of appreciation to the admin team, the Bayas and the Akkas of KC, who are with us in every step of the way. Without you, this day would not be possible. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again. I now request the graduates to get ready to take some pictures. Please step forward.